Hello everyone. This video is going to be all about meal planning and then prepping. So I'm not going to get into calculating your target calories, how many containers you get, because that I went over a little bit in the getting to know your program video. So make sure that you watch that one and then also log into Beachbody On Demand, go to your program materials, and read through that nutrition guide. It is there for a reason. These programs and the nutrition guide are made by top experts in the field, and they provide you with all the information you need to be successful. So if you're watching this video, you should know what your calorie goal is, which bracket you fall into, and how many containers you get per day. So then you're ready to dive into the good stuff. A couple of things I want to mention first is if you are new to meal planning, prepping, and the container system, give yourself a little bit of grace the first week, okay? Change is hard, no matter what the change is. I don't know if hard's the right word, it's different, okay? So we're getting used to a new routine. So the first week I usually say is a little more, trial and error, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and then we can reflect at the end of week one and say, okay, what went really well this week, and what can I do next week to make sure that my nutrition goals are more on track and I'm following that plan, okay? And then week two will be even better. Soon enough, you'll be a pro. So that's the number one tip. The second one is going to be, once you make your meal plan, stick it on your fridge, put it in your planner, somewhere that you can see it daily so that you can make sure that you're staying on track. You know, it's a good reminder. Being prepped, planned, all of that is absolutely key to success. Life is crazy busy, and I'm sure you can relate to this, is that if you don't plan ahead, that's typically when we make bad nutritional choices, right? So let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen again and show you a couple of different tools that you have access to. And Beachbody On Demand has a ton. This group has a ton. So let's start with the first thing is that check out the files tab of this group. There are tons of recipes in there, Shakeology recipes, ones that we're actually making the shake, but also there's some in there that are like Shakeology treats, which are delicious. They're separated out by the flavor of Shakeology, so check that out. There's also a tab called Recipe Box, and that's gonna have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. So we've definitely hooked you up in there. Pinterest is a huge resource. Absolutely, Google, and then the Beachbody On Demand blog. What we want to do is keep it simple. Week one, I don't recommend that you try 100 new recipes, okay? I would recommend that you have the same thing for breakfast each day. Have similar snacks, maybe have them rotating, and then maybe we'll have your dinners be a little more creative. But week one, don't overwhelm yourself, okay? Let me share my screen. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to show you a few different examples of how you can track your nutrition and plan for it. So it's totally up to you. Some people are pen and paper. Some people like Excel. This is an example of a meal plan template that I put together for 80 Day Obsession. 80 Day Obsession is a timed nutrition program. It's a little bit different than the regular container system, but I wanted to just give you a visual of Excel is super easy. You know, you can just color code on the side, type your food in, boom. And what's cool is you can just save tabs, and then you have week by week what your meal plan looks like. I recommend, starting with your dinners first, figuring out what containers you're going to have for dinner, and then move on to your lunch, snacks, breakfast, and so on. So using Excel is one way. Let's see. This is another one. And if you want any of these, I'd be more than happy to share the links for them. So this is really simple. You can print this out. I do not have the editable. I don't know if that's the word. It sounds like edible, but the one you can edit. I don't have that template, but you could print this out and write on it. So we've got breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. And then at the bottom, you have the container count. So then you can just mark off, okay, I get 4 veggies per day. You can write that out for each meal and then cross them off. Really simple way to keep track. And this is something you can shove it in your purse, so when you're at work or out and about, cross it off. You could take a picture of it, There's so many different ways. Let's see. Can I click on this part here? Okay, here's a really simple one. This one's in Word. So as you can see, we've just got the same breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, and then container counts before. So down here, you could just do, just tally it up for how many each one. Super simple. It really depends what works for you. You know, I personally like to write mine down. I have a booklet and I like to write it down. I'm a really big visual person and I like being able to just bring it with me. There's also an app for the 21 Day Fix container account. Feel free to download that and use it. Whatever is going to work for you. Okay. This thing at the top, I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so that's the first part. Let's just pop back over to this. So the first thing you want to do is figure out how you're going to track this and then start writing things down, okay? Let me show you. Here's what a filled out one looks like. So let's see, how do I zoom this in? Pop this up to 125. Okay, so for this, you know, I was having Shakeology with some fruit for breakfast. I love having my shake first thing in the morning. I think it's a great kickstart to the day. It's easy, you know, if you commute early in the morning. I have to leave my house at 6 a.m. So Shakeology, I'm like 2-second shake, run, get in the car and go. Some people like it as an afternoon pick-me-up. So try it a couple of different times a day and see what works best for you. And then I have Energize before working out. Some lunch ideas would be, you know, or not lunch, but some snack ideas, yogurts with fruit or granola. And then, you know, lunches could be a variety of different things. But as you can see here, it's all counted out based on the containers, the teaspoons, and all of that. Okay, let's go into a couple of different resources now. So yesterday I showed you, or not, I don't know why I said yesterday, in the meal prep video, or in the Get to Know Your Program video, I went over the Beachbody blog and just said there was a lot of different resources. So I wanted to show you just one. And if you go, so again, you go to Beachbody On Demand, log in, go up to blog, nutrition, meal plans, and you could scroll for like hours and there are so many different options. So I just chose this one. And again, I'm a visual person, so I like how it shows you what's laid out. And then as we scroll down, it lists out what's for breakfast, which days they're having, you know, so for lunch, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is a salad with sliced turkey and an orange or an apple. And then lunch Tuesday and Thursday is going to be zucchini noodles with chicken sausage and whole grain waffles. How did I say that? Crackers. And it lays it all out for you. Okay? It's super simple. Meal planning is really easy to overcomplicate. Don't do it to yourself, okay? Keep it simple week one. And then you can build on it. They have tons of different tips in here. And I think that that's all I'm going to show you on here for right now. So use this as a resource. Flip through that, log into Pinterest, and if you type in 21 Day Fix meal plans, you're going to get tons of different things. And remember, in your program materials, there is the nutrition guide that has recipes and meal plans as well. All right, so you've got your meal plan done. Now let's talk about prepping. Prepping is something that whether you do it one day a week, I like to prep on Sundays. Some people like to prep on Sunday and then also do another little prep on Wednesday. That's okay. You know, like I said, use this first week as a trial. What works for you? 1 day a week, 2 days a week. And on those days, what I like to do is chop up all my fruits and veggies, wash them, and then actually portion them out. Because I find that, you know, if I just have the whole veggies in my refrigerator, it's a little lazy, but like I'm way less likely to chop up a green pepper and have it with hummus real time if I want a snack, because I don't feel like chopping it up and doing all that jazz at once. So if you buy the snack size baggies at the grocery store, those are actually the same size as a green or a purple container. So the green container is for veggies. So I like to wash all the veggies and then fill up that baggie with the veggies I'll have for the week. And then you can just grab them out of your fridge and go, whether you throw them in your lunch pail or you have them as a snack as you're chasing your kids around, they're already there. Same thing with fruits, like, you know, I'll pre-wash raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, chop them up, whatever you're gonna be having for the week. And then, to go back to veggies for a second, if you plan on, you know, making your dinners for, let's say I like to try to do, you know, a dinner that will last for 2 nights, so there are some leftovers. So if I'm planning on doing cooked carrots, I'll chop up all those carrots on Sunday, and then that way, when I get ready to cook those on Tuesday or Wednesday, again, just pull from the fridge. We're talking about simplifying here. You know, a couple of people I know like to cook up a bunch of ground turkey and then season it throughout the week, whether that be with, you know, tomato sauce or, you know, you put some taco seasoning in there and you make a taco salad. you make it bland and slice it up throughout the week. The options are really endless. Just do what works for you. You know, try a couple of things out. What are a couple other tips I have? One, so we talked about this, have your meal plan written out, then write out your grocery list and stick to it. Don't let your eyes wander at the grocery store. Stick to it. And then you're going to pick a day or two to prep and get all those meals ready. You're going to want to have, you know, a bunch of containers on hand so that way when you're getting ready to make all the food, you can portion it all out, put it in your fridge, and you're going to be like, ah, this is amazing, because when you wake up each day and you can go into your fridge, you don't have to come up with what you're eating. It's there. You're ready to go, all right? Meal planning, it takes a little bit to get used to, but it offers so much freedom in your life. And also, nutrition is where most of our goals and our progress and results are going to come from, all right? So take the time to do it. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to help. Use the resources that are available to you. And like I said, change it's a little bit harder to get used to at first, right? Because it's different. Your body is going to respond so well when you stay on track with your meal plan. You're going to feel, honestly, it sounds weird, like you feel like lighter, you feel more energetic, your digestion is better, everything is better, your skin starts to clear up, and over time, those cheats that you want to do or those temptations, they do start to fade, all right? I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but they do start to fade a little bit. And you'll find substitutions for food. So for example, I need to cut this video off in a couple of minutes because I know you guys don't want to keep listening to me, but a couple of substitutions. Being on a meal plan doesn't mean that you and your family have to eat like rabbits, all right? So I know a lot of you guys probably have families, have kids, maybe they don't want to eat everything the same as you, but you can still have your family favorites and comfort foods with a little twist of health, all right? So for example, spaghetti and meatballs. My husband loves meatballs. You can make them with turkey, or you can still eat them with beef. Just try to go for the 93.7 beef. And then will they have it with pasta, or if they do a meatball sub, that's fine. You can have yours over spaghetti squash or over chopped zucchini. Put a little cheese on top. Yum, it's still delicious. Healthier ways to do a chicken parm, tacos. Instead of doing the hard shell, have a taco salad and it's still delicious. So I don't want you to think about a meal plan as like a very restrictive diet. I want you to really come into this knowing that there are delicious recipes out there that you and your family are going to fall in love with. You just have to allow yourself the time to try them. Every recipe is not going to be a hit, all right? That's just life, right? And then we just move on from that one, don't make it again, and try something new. In this group, our goal is going to be to share a lot of recipes, tips for staying on track with our nutrition, especially, during the weeks that are a little bit harder, like holiday time or school breaks, things like that. So any questions at all, let me know. I hope this was helpful, and we're going to have a really, really successful month. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.